Get this going here. Welcome, everybody, to Freedom Whole Health and Dr. Darren Mills. The topic today is going to be consciously taking back the aging process. And this is a continuation of what we did maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago and what we talked about. So I think we had left off last time at telomeres, and telomeres are what's on the end of chromosomes, and they
King Supply Repair, how may I help you?
hold on.
My name is Tracy. Our oven.
There we go. So anyway, it's what's on the end of chromosomes, and the shorter they are, the more we age, and the longer we can keep them, the more we can stay young. And there's different variables that help that length of telomeres, and that's one of the things that I'm going to talk about today. So there's a link between impaired glucose tolerance and hold on, it's got to be mute up there. There we go. And atherosclerosis, and there's a link between that and shortened telomeres. So, and that makes sense. Telomere length in white blood cells, they reflect skeletal muscle telomere length. So it's just interesting how in the cells of one thing, it will correlate to the skeletal muscle telomere length. This is the important part, I think, to note about telomere length and how to keep telomere length. Length preservation is helped by nutrients such as vitamin D and magnesium glycerol phosphate. So he specifically recommended that type of magnesium. And I suspect it's because the phosphorus is a big part of what the body uses to stay healthy. So again, that's vitamin D, magnesium glycerol phosphate. And just to make a note, vitamin D always depletes magnesium. So if you're taking vitamin D, you need to be taking magnesium anyway, because it'll create a magnesium shortage, and then you're doing yourself about as much harm as good. And another thing to make a note of is, and I always thought, my gosh, this is just getting too out there, but you need to take K2 with vitamin D, because vitamin D will pull calcium, but if it's not pulling it into the right places, then it'll start getting into your joints and start creating arthritic conditions in your shoulders and in your hands and in your feet. And K2 keeps that in the blood, and that's what you want. So that's why it's important to take K2 with vitamin D. For years, I didn't, because I wanted to save myself $10 a month. So I just find it, sometimes as I age, though, I just realize things that maybe I'm not doing it the best way. So there's that. The next thing I want to talk about is called proteostasis, or the loss of proteostasis. And proteostasis is the body's ability to fold proteins correctly. Basically, it starts malfolding these proteins, and then your body starts creating certain disease states. 4 of them that were mentioned was ALS, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and cataracts, when the body starts losing proteostasis. And the best of my ability I could tell, the way to combat that is by doing fasting, by doing cleanses, by eating unrefined whole foods. And when I was talking about cleanses, I'm talking about herbal cleanses. And I can, if anybody wants to talk about that later. Set up an appointment. I want to talk about, I talked about last time that the body is either in an anabolic state or in a catabolic state. And I showed a graph that the body, as we age, typically as we age, our health declines just on a linear level. And our goal is to just go a very, very slight decline and then down. We die hopefully at 88 in our sleep would be the ideal state, or 98 or whatever a person wants to live to. I don't know, for some reason 88 sticks in my mind as a number that I want, but anabolic state is when we're in an anabolic state, we have enough nutrients in our system, and we're under low stress. So if you want to be in an anabolic state, hold on, then find a way as you get older to put less stress in our lives. I won't get into that, but people, unfortunately, that have these stressful situations later on in life, man, it'll age you, and it's unfortunate. I'll just leave it at that. Catabolic state, our body is in a cellular defense mode, and we have nutrient shortage, and there's usually quite a bit of stress present, and that's when our body starts breaking down. I knew this runner. It kind of reminded me of something. He ran all over the South End. I would see him all times of the day and night, and all of a sudden I'd see me more. He lived by me, and so one time I saw him walking with a cane, and I went over to him and I said, what happened? And he said, I was walking my dog and my femur snapped. And I thought, huh. And this guy's at the time 50, maybe a teeny bit older. But my best guesstimation was he ran himself into a catabolic state. He put so much stress on his body, and I'm guessing he didn't eat right. He didn't look like he ate right. He looked very unhealthy. He always looked, no offense, but kind of like a person that was starving. And they're just, my point being is there's too much of a good thing. And I think I talked about that with another person the other day. So just make note, we have to put nutrients into our body, especially if we're going to stress it out. The more stress we put on our body, the more high quality nutrients we need, whether that be emotional, physical, structural, whatever it is. And when I talk about nutrients, if a person doesn't have an affinity for cooking for themselves and growing their own garden, they really need to be on some sort of supplements that can help to supplement what they're doing. All right, we'll flip this over. My commercial, I'll do my commercial. I'm Darren with Freedom Whole Health. Thank you for coming. And please support me by coming to these things. I sure appreciate it. I think we have a good turnout today, and I really appreciate that. Tell other people about this Zoom meeting. I also have a YouTube videos. It's under Dr. Darren Mills, Louisville, Kentucky. You can tell them to go to that, and they can see I post all my videos back on YouTube now. Also, please come in and use the service. That's another way you can support me. So really appreciate everybody who does, and it really makes a difference, and it keeps me being able to share good information. I love this. I'm very passionate about it, and I really, just because of all of the things I've seen in my life, and I believe this is the right way, at least for me. So I want to quickly recommend two products, not just to sell a product, but because they're good and it can help in the anti-aging process. One is called Cytozyme Thigh, and it is both bovine thymus glandular. And if people that don't know what the thymus gland is it's gland, I'll try to get up and show you. It's somewhere about right in here. And as we get older, the myth has always been it gets smaller. And I had always heard that there's no stopping it from getting smaller. It's going to get smaller. But what I heard recently was it doesn't have to get smaller. And in fact, if it's small, it can be rejuvenated. And the thymus gland is the most important gland in your immune system. It produces white blood cells, which is one of the primary responders to foreign invaders, and it keeps your body healthy and strong, and it's part of the lymphatic system. So we need to have a strong thymus gland. The next thing is called Bioimmunozyme, and it's also a bovine glandular, and it has vitamins and minerals and enzymes in it. So again, just if you need to have extra support because you're just didn't just don't have access to a farm, or maybe still not getting enough nutrients, and for whatever reason, if you feel like you're not, then I think supplements can be beneficial. So welcome, Mary Jane. Unfortunately, we are just about to wrap up. But I'm posting this, Mary Jane, to the YouTube. So you'll be able to see it at least at the latest next week. Next Tuesday, I will not be doing a Zoom because I'm going to be posting this video and the previous week's video to YouTube. So that is what I have for today. And I'm going to take us off recording.